Okay, we're back. We're gonna head down into slime. Now, unfortunately, we immediately get a whole bunch of nastiness. So we're gonna open up with searing javelins, well, silver javelins. And we'll see what we got. Just deterioration. Extremely unsurprising that we got a little bit of mutation there. I mean, nothing we could really do about that. I could have made some Box of Beast stuff, I could have fogged, but at the end of the day I would have had to have spent a couple turns based on the kind of character this is. I suppose I could have used like Brothers in Arms after fogging, and maybe that possibly would have gotten in the way enough, but really, you're gambling there, and I didn't want to spend the piety. It's okay, we have mutation if need be, but I think we're fine. I will say that deterioration, or whatever it's called, yeah, deterioration 1, is not that big of a deal. If we were to have the second level, I would be a little more concerned. I mean, I'm a bit concerned as it is, if only because, my intelligence is so low. So if I were to get enough penalty, then we'd pass out for a while and then become slow. Wow. Wow, this is... wow. Okay, hold up. We want... yeah, we want to have MR+++. Thankfully, we didn't get paralyzed there. Now I'm going to throw penetration. That guy's taken out. Cool. Penetrate these dudes. Whoa, 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 whoa. Not ideal. We can take 88 damage. Unfortunately, as wasteful as it seems, I think I'm gonna have to blink here. I have RF plus, but it just wasn't really enough. Okay, we got him. We have a troll here now. I want to have our core. It's okay, we can blink to the staircase if need be, but hopefully we won't need it. As long as not too much more stuff comes, we should be okay. We're about at the limit of things I want to fight at the same time. I'd really like to get to the staircase. Okay, cool, we got confusion on him. Now I feel a little more comfortable. Didn't mean to throw in that direction, that was a mistake. Okay, how about this? How much can he do? 66. Okay, we're out of penetration. Let's take out the big one. He's down. And that one's confused too. Good. All right, that was a little, whoops. That was a little crazy. You know what else is crazy? That I just walked into this guy. And we took a penalty to our intelligence. Alright, I've got to use some mutation to get this stuff off. Perfect. Not bad at all. I'd prefer if we had no mutations at all, but I mean, it's fine. Whew. Really hoping we find some dragon armor soon. Our defenses are really, really bad. But there's honestly not much we can do about it. I mean, even if we train dodging, look at my decks, you know? What's it really going to do for me, realistically? Okay. Just some regular oozes, no problem. I'm gonna risk getting paralyzed here. Didn't want to waste any piety if I could avoid it, although it looks like we're already up to max, or close to max. Max pips doesn't necessarily mean max piety. Javelins are returning. Do have quite a lot of javelins lying around. Whoa! Actually, we have an insane amount of javelins lying around. 109. That's ludicrous. Wow. Why don't we go pick those up, actually? It's to the point where it would be silly if I didn't, almost. There they are. Almost all of them were on Shoals 4. Hurts my inventory management a bit, but I mean, that's just a lot. That's a lot of javelins. We could probably just use those in lieu of stones and be pretty happy about it. Why don't we do that? Okay, can we go down? Whew. This is a lot. Okay, we'll come in behind. Or we can just do this. We can just do this. Huh. Alright. We got hit with the deformed body mutation, which honestly doesn't nuke my AC that much, but it will later. It's not bad enough that I'm willing to blow more of my mutation on it. We only have 3, and, well, if you've seen my other videos, you have seen how 3 or even like 5 mutation potions will not necessarily take off the thing you're trying to get rid of. So let's hold tight until something nastier shows up. Alright, now I fought my way over here because I wanted my javelins back. We focus down the guy that can take away my armor with corrosion. Oh boy, I should have used Trog's hand a while ago. I keep forgetting that my MR is really bad. Could have probably died there from this gear check monster. Let's walk around with our MR up and RC off, since it's unlikely that we'll get, you know, stuck fighting an azure jelly. Okay. We're gonna have to make this tunnel. It's just easier than trying to rely on a staircase, trying to jump around looking for the right path. Besides, we have 3 recharging, we're totally fine, and we have this extra wand of digging. If there's anything I'm concerned about, it's food. Okay, it's a floating eye. Javelin kills it. Again, sorry about the flashes, but That's just there to ensure that I never miss those things, since a very small mistake with those around can kill you. Okay, I don't care about getting paralyzed, as long as he's in a line with the guys near him. If that makes sense, because if I had gotten paralyzed, they would have walked forward rather than shooting at me, rather than shot at me. Although I should have used Trog's Hand, because it turned out there was another acid blob with him. I do love how I can just kill this stuff at range. Most characters have a little bit of a harder time with those blobs. This one, nah, we just tab it. Ooh, we're not ready for this yet. So we teleport, we start clearing the rest of the level. I mean, look at this. How many characters can just sort of tab these, like 3 acid blobs in a row? Not a lot. Then again, I do have an insane amount of javelins to throw, so... Come on, TRJ, give me a break. It's not yet. Okay, use Trog's Hand. We're gonna put on our cold. Oh, I just messed up. Accidentally took off my MR ring. Instead of our cold, I hit the wrong button. Whoops. Okay. Now, we're going to not have our core for this fight, because we're going to use resistance to acquire that. Looking at this loot, it looks like it could be interesting. A lot of artifact jewelry. I see a haste potion. That's always good when you see that. You can reclaim it, the one that you used during the fight, so it makes you feel better about using that resource. Going through the slime took a little longer than I had hoped. I do wish we had a little more summoning. We're gonna have to use this blowgun on him. Okay, we haste. Pull him back here. Resistance, agility, might. I think this is sufficient. I mean, it's really all we can do. And we're gonna, I mean, of course, we're gonna use paralysis on him. Got him. And we've got the stuff in the positions we wanted it in. Still gonna end up next to some of this stuff, but vulnerable to silver, hated by Zen. I forgot about that, actually. So we'll use silver javelins to finish him off. We are RC++, so that Azure Jelly should not just murder me. We're out of silver. We switch to large rocks, and we get the kill. We'll use, you know, penetration to mop up this mess. Strictly better than my other ring. Strength +6 on top of what it was already doing. Whoa! +6 Ring of Slaying. Now that is tempting. These other rings are not terribly interesting to me. This is either Ambrosia or Experience. I don't care about Ambrosia very much, so I drank it just in case it was Experience. I do not have any more Identify, so... Don't get me wrong, Ambrosia's great, but I don't need to save a particular one. I guess there was an Identify there. Whoops. Okay. I want this Feel of Floods. You know, I'm going to stop picking up Scrolls of Enchant Armor just for inventory space, really. Oh man, I need to drop some stuff. Why am I carrying stones still? That MR++ swap is, it's tempting to walk around with. And so is this Strength +6. I mean, that's half of a slaying bonus, or part of one anyway. It increases my damage. I've got all these stat sticks I can swap onto. It's a little bit annoying because, you know, that's a lot of inventory space, but it's also good. I mean, I can't complain. MR++, come on. Yeah, I think we're gonna walk around like this. Of course, I would like to drop some more things. I just don't think I really have any options. I don't know what I would even drop here. I guess I could drop Mutation. I don't need to be carrying around all that evocation stuff. Okay. We'll see Blink if this thing sees me. I didn't need to penetrate there, actually. Whoops. That's okay, he's dead. Alright, let's head into vaults. If only to get a quick meal. Whoa! What's going on with my MR, buddy? 44%, huh? It's the first time in a long time that a Necromancer pack is giving me trouble. It's the lack of MR that's killing me here. Okay, I've just got to wear MR. I mean, I'm getting marked here. This is crazy. I think every character I've played in this entire streak has had a decent amount of MR. And I just kind of forgot how having crappy MR in vaults is no fun at all. So we'll walk around with this axe. Can this dude do anything? Oh, he can paralyze. I'll just use Trog's hand. Okay, throwing is 26. Why don't we take evocations to 8? It's not too much of a stretch, even at my crappy... even with my crappy aptitude. Where to drop resist corrosion? I'll just use one of my many potions of resistance if I really need corrosion resistance for some reason. Now, I wanted to go into Elf, and I wanted to ideally do it first. And the reason I haven't done that, outside of the fact that I have to wear this thing for MR, is that I just really want to find a dragon, honestly. We've really worn out this whole lack of AC thing. I mean, it would be really nice if we had some defenses now. And started getting an idea of what we'll be wearing for the rest of the game. Oh, jeez. I will fear... Surprised by this orc sorcerer. I don't care if he banishes me. I'm going to try to paralyze him, and I succeed. What? Oh, never mind. I think we got the invisible guy. Well, looks like more stuff is coming. More than we can really deal with. Why don't we penetrate through this stuff? Wow, so much. Let me use heal wounds. Okay. That works. Oops, I wanted to put this on. Paralysis, please. Good. Got him. we've been locked in here. Let's use penetration to get out by killing the warden. I would even take some Shadow Dragon armor at this point. I'm just not wanting to be in melee with, for example, a Deep Elf Blade Master with these kind of defenses. For the most part, we can tear through the vaults pretty quickly with all these javelins. And on the plus side, we're getting a ton of rocks as well. And we are at Mendeley. So everything's going pretty well. We just need a little more in the way of defense. And that can really only be accomplished with armor. Notice how I used penetration to clear the elves faster. I do think that it's almost always optimal and important and good to use penetration against things that are glass cannons, but can do, you know, especially things that can take situations and, you know, put them from bad to worse. Now, can we be paralyzed? Technically. God, I love how quickly these javelins take out problems. We're going to take dodging to 10, by the way. And we'll train nothing but fighting. Now, I would like nothing more than some gold dragon armor, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, that would be awesome. Having that much of a resistance bonus would, in fire and cold, would really make me not need to swap items at all. On the other hand, we are walking around with a pip of fire resistance and a pip of ice resistance right now, which is all you need, so, you know, we're okay. I might even consider wearing Quicksilver Dragon armor, honestly, just based on how much I need MR. Can he get me? Okay, we're down to 0% paralysis on him, so I must have gotten some MR for leveling up just a small bit. How about this dude? Can still be paralyzed by him. But with this much hit points, as long as we're at full hit points, I don't care if I get paralyzed by a Sphinx, as long as the Sphinx is the only thing around. This is a lot of powerful elves. Why don't we go ahead and take them out? Now we're in kind of a weird position. Because I don't want to be next to this, Chaos guy. Okay, now we're okay. More than anything, we want this demonologist dead. This is the luckiest death mage. If he doesn't have some kind of item that makes him like immune to being hit by javelins, I mean that's a joke. It doesn't exist, but I mean all I'm saying is wow. Just a little joke there. He must have dodged like... It was a lot. It was a lot of javelins. It was like 5 javelins at least that didn't get him. I just saw that this guy had looked up Deep Elf Deathmage in my chat. He was probably curious, same as me, like why that guy was so dodgy. I mean, it was just luck. I mean, that's RNG for you. Oh, let's train fighting. I have a full inventory. Trying not to leave things behind here. What can I do? I think we can go ahead and drop Needles of Confusion. Paralysis is better, and we have more. Shockingly enough, still only lesser dragon scales. We've got Steam and Acid, both of which are not really worth giving up my fully enchanted Troll Dragon armor. Or Troll Dragon armor? Troll armor. I took out the ogre first because he could have been doing big damage to me. Less concerned about being trapped down here than by taking a ton of damage, honestly. Looks like we're already on Vaults 4. We still have a ton of javelins, although we've used up a little less than half. Which doesn't surprise me, I've been doing nothing but throwing these javelins. Whoa, hey, it's by Susan. You're about to get paralyzed, Susan. There we go. Alright. Well, I think it's pretty obvious what I should be doing here. Today is Storm Dragon Day. So we'll turn on Enchant Armor again. We'll go grab the ones we left. Unfortunately, all the way on Slime 5. I probably should have dragged these up to the vaults, or lair at least. So cool, now we're walking around with Arlek, which is just in time to do Vaults 5. And I gotta tell you, having Arlek on Vaults 5 is a very good thing. Those Titans can get out of hand very easily. Confuse and slow. Let's see if we can just kill him. And we did. I should have used Trog's Hand when I first saw him. But the first thing I did was accidentally I shot one javelin and then he cast a demon, which revealed the fact that he didn't have a paralysis book, so we're fine. So, no hatch today. This is a fun one. Should we immolate and pull everything on the level? Yeah, what am I doing? Let's fear. I just remembered my defenses are not the best. Actually, come to think of it, let me use this real fast. I'm suffering a rather significant loss of AC now because of that mutation, so we're going to roll the dice. Body shape seems more normal, but now we're frail. Alright, well, can't do it. I can't just walk around with frail. I could make this worse for myself. I'm not gonna lie. I could possibly end up with teleportitis or something. But even on a troll, I don't want to walk around. Okay, there we go. Incredible. We actually got lucky and we ended up with a truly awesome mutation set. Unbelievably good mutation set. That's not what had to happen. We could have ended up with teleportitis and had it basically forever until I swapped to Zen, which would have been crap, but alright. Anyway, you notice my AC is like, what, 7 points higher? Okay. This is a little bit rickety. This stair dance is a little bit questionable, but it's not. It's working, is what I'm saying. It's just a little bit iffy. Now let's get out of here. I really don't want to be next to this Eden, if possible. But hey, as long as it's working, even if we get a little bit beaten up, I mean, I have 219 hit points to work with here. Whew. Of course, if I'm getting super drained, like so, it's not so good. That's one reason to walk around with our neg. We got turbo drained because of a lack of our neg. No excuse for that, really. We do have a ring lying around on the ground. Okay, so you don't see this very often, but we've essentially cleared the landing just through stair dancing. Well, why don't we kill this thing? Alright, as expected, we've been blocked. We're gonna teleport. Okay, this isn't half bad. Well, we definitely want to kill the Reaver first. I do see the Hornet, but he goes down easy. This is crazy. It's very rare that you get to do this, in my experience. Usually something forces you to teleport. I mean, we got forced to teleport, but we didn't really go very far. Let's penetrate to take out this thing. I mean, yeah, we could just shout here. Okay. We want to penetrate to take this guy out. It's not really working, is it? Okay, we don't need to penetrate unless something scary's around, so let's just use rocks. This Tinker Reaver spooks me a little bit. We'll penetrate just because there's quite a lot of things. Okay, get some of these rocks. Sometimes I will use penetration just because there's a lot of stuff on the field. If there's enough things on the board, then you kind of start to realize that you need to kill them faster. Or else you're not going to survive. Or you're going to start taking some serious damage. We are really in it. I just ran out of ammo, so a couple brothers in arms later, you know. I've got tons of ammo on the ground here, it's just... I have to walk around grabbing it. Silly. How nice of that stone giant to pass me some. Okay, come on. I don't want to be next to this dude anymore. The Shadow Dragon. Do I want to swap RN? Not really. Well, the game just handed me RN, so I guess I will. Getting drained is not a huge deal. It's more of a mild annoyance, in my opinion. Depending on how drained you get. If you let yourself get super drained, I mean, clearly that's an issue. Oh, we are just out of stuff. Okay, he can definitely one-shot me. Much as I don't want to reuse and blink. Okay, that's it. You gotta be kidding me with this. Come on, Cyclops, do the work. Well, we have to use Trog's hand, and we need to use another brother in arms and another brother in arms. Because we've got Mr. Lich. Let's throw large rocks at the Lich. He doesn't really take damage. Well, it says he does, but... Anyway, he's next to a whole lot of raging things, so I think we're going to be okay. Oh man, threw that in the wrong direction. Wow. Well... I don't want to be drained anymore, so... We'll walk away from the Shadow Dragon and we'll let the brothers in arms do some work. Got him. You know, I probably have like 50 large rocks on the ground. If the game would just give me a second. There we go. We got a nice big stack again. 20. That's perfect. pull up on inventory. Wow. MR+++ amulet. I think it's pretty clear what we're going to be wearing once I swap to Zen. Because that is amazing. We're going to actually keep that on hand so I don't forget. Not that faith in RF Plus is bad, but you know, as long as we have this cool mutation, we don't really need it, do we? Which we can keep forever on Zen. Alright, so it looks like the nasty part of this floor is over. We may have made this a little harder than it needed to be, by virtue of clearing the center like I did in Stair Dancing. Usually you see me stalking along the sides, sort of, killing things one by one. Here we were so strong we just duked it out like a madman. But don't see that and then assume that's the optimal thing to do. Like, the only thing for me is if I can avoid teleporting on this floor, I will, because teleporting can potentially do some really horrible stuff to you here. It's not the most likely thing in the world, but yeah, it is possible for you to land next to an Ancient Lich and then the first thing he does is slam you with LCS for 150 damage. So, if you want to eliminate that risk, seems pretty obvious to me that you should do your best not to teleport. Nice double flay there. It's going to be kind of cool though, that amulet. I mean, that amulet's really powerful. It's going to be cool being able to not have this stat stick on. And instead we can carry around the thing that gives us +6 strength. A ruined blowgun, they can't have egos, so it can't possibly be better than my +9. Oh wait, that's not true actually. They can spawn higher than +9. So let me check that out. Nope. I was gonna say I found a +10 just the other game, a few games ago, several games ago now. Alright, what kind of scarf do we have? Wow, Scarf of Resistance. Well, that's incredible. No question in my mind that we're getting rid of this amulet now. I was thinking maybe we would have to keep it on if I somehow lost this RF Plus mutation, but nope. Do we want to hit up Elven Halls real quick? I'm gonna go with yes. I understand we're about to hit an hour, but I don't anticipate this will take very long. I should be able to finish this within like 15, maybe 20 minutes. If we just blow through it real quick. I mean, I can one-shot everything in here with javelins. So, it's not like it's going to be a challenge, you know. Well, it could be. Depending on the layout. Like, this guy could just decide to... Not the layout, but the RNG. Layout too. Some Elf 3 layouts are really nasty. But yeah, like as far as RNG goes, that there's always the chance that your attacks straight up miss for no particularly good reason, even if you have really good slaying and whatnot. I'm not going to immolate. I thought about it. You probably saw me thinking about it there, and yes, I was. But I decided it was better not to. I mean, I don't need to here. The main thing is I wanted to save an immolate for the floor above. I will use some penetration to kill this thing, though. Oh man, these archers. I'm gonna go ahead and put my strength back on, or did I already do that? Yes, I did. How about we kill the thing with no our missile first? Okay. This thing has officially annoyed me into using lightning rod on it. Alright, that finishes out Elf 1. Check out some of these rings. Oh hey, it's Rain Wizard. I'm gonna drop this RN+. I don't think we really need a swap on. As much as it's nice to have our neg, unless I specifically run into a Shadow Dragon. I don't know, I'm just trying to keep my inventory space down. It's probably suboptimal that I'm not keeping our neg on. I mean, it's almost definitely suboptimal. Okay, I want this thing off the staircase. I'm gonna rest all these summons away. And we're just gonna claw this dude in the face. So as to avoid, yeah, so as to avoid the arm missile. Hey, it's a real earth elemental rather than a summoned one. A little confused about that that ice beast. I guess it was owned by the deep elf mage off to the left. Little lair themed vault here. With animals in it. These clear walls can be a bit obnoxious if you're trying to tab things. Some books. Wow, it's kind of weird how these things are spread out so much. Usually, when you see one of these lair vaults, it's like a little box of things that are easy to emulate. But it seems like it was a little more wide open this time. Okay, we'd rather not get teleported here. But we did, and I just somehow had this feeling like I knew that I would end up right in here inside the vault. The Hall of Blades. Thank you, Distortion. I mean, I did my best. I used my rocks, and now we are in the abyss. Alright, so maybe this is going to take longer than I thought. Oh man, I tell you, I do not want to be mutated. I mean, we're level 23, almost 24. This is not a problem. But I don't want to leave my javelins. No! I knew that would happen. Lost my javelins. Some of my javelins, anyway. Now, I believe that may have been a vault with the rune in it. Wow, we're getting teleported a lot. Kind of lame that we got teleported away there. I was rather interested in what that vault was. Okay, this sucks. Good. The Feel of Floods protects us from getting mutated. We got mutated there. Thankfully we didn't. Got an angel or something here. Oh, fan. How about a portal out? We've gotten a good amount of experience. And experience means you get a portal out, right? Well, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it from the back of this hallway. Leaving behind a lot of ammo. Well, maybe not a lot, but enough that it makes me frown. Let's put it that way. A little confused on where my gateway out of here is. We've killed enough stuff that one would think it should have happened by now. No such luck. Alright, I'll use Feel of Floods. I'll use Penetration. Oh, crap. Could have been killed here. Or not killed, but mutated. There it is. I'm going to use MR++ just to get some regen. Okay, here's that jerk. Let's Phantom Mirror him. And he works for me and goes away. Now there's still one more distortion weapon on this floor. I think it's a shame that distortion exists as a brand, honestly. It kinda, I don't know, I think it could use a rework. Like, going to the Abyss in general is something that's either terrifying or tedious. There's almost no in between. You have to be hit with distortion at a very particular level for it to be somewhere between tedious and terrifying. In terms of if it's terrifying, I don't think it's very fun because it's like, oh cool, I'm level 10 and a roll just showed up and abyssed me, or I'm level 10 and this goblin, or not goblin, but this centaur showed up and had a disto brand whip or something stupid, and he abyssed me. And now I have to escape without dying. Or it's like what just happened. Oh, I'm level 24 and I got abyssed, and now I have to spend the next 10 minutes messing around in here, but there's almost no risk of me dying. It's just an exercise in tedium. So I'm not so sure if it's a good mechanic, that's all. When you get abyssed at level 10, or God forbid lower, it's one of those things where you, you know, it's an RNG game to a degree, whether you're going to survive or not. Are you going to leave the abyss before the game decides to spawn some really fast thing like an executioner? Tome of Compass and Ice. That's kind of funny. It's basically asking for gold. It does this sometimes. It'll pick an item that's... You know, what if I had burned that? That'd be kind of funny if I had bought that and burned it. Although I don't know if that would have spawned in that case. Anyway, yeah, I'll spend 1,200 gold to see what's in a trove. Sharnga, or Zephyr, as it's now known. The best weapon in the game. We won't be using it. Weapon trove. I gotta know what this is. I'm just curious. Now one of these could be like strength plus 10. That's why I'm trying them on. The Cursed Morningstar Bung. What a cool name. Let's drop it. So yeah, this trove is bad and we just wasted our money. I mean, it's an excellent trove. It gave us the best weapon in the game. Unfortunately, we're too invested. Far too invested to go into bows. And plus, bows would be like -4 aptitude on this guy, so I took Sharnga out because, well, I can't just leave it behind. I gotta at least take it out of the trove. But that doesn't mean I'm gonna use it. What a great weapon. I saw something I wanted to take a look at while I was auto-exploring. Maybe not. Okay, never mind. Well, we'll take a closer look at the loot on this floor once we clear this out. Okay, now, because I don't know how this is going to go, we'll dig this out. Much safer to have a staircase right near me. Can we be banished? Good, we can't. As long as I'm holding this axe. I should not even have Curare anymore. I could be penetrating this stuff, but I mean, we can one-shot just about all of it as long as we get a decent hit. I guess I'll penetrate through that. Okay. Rest up so that stuff's gone. Alright, that's it. Yeah, okay, let's bail. Really? Alright, there we go. It does get a bit frustrating when your stuff just won't hit 6 or 7 times in a row. That's a bit of an exaggeration. I think it was only a couple times, but still. And I'm not talking about the repel missiles guy. I'm talking about, like, just regular elves that you expect to take them down in one shot, but sometimes it just doesn't work out that way. We do have rapid deconstruction, by the way, for if we decide to go in the direction of the that teleporter vault I found before. Well, the chances are good. This time I'm just going to pretend I didn't find that. Look at the warp. Book of the Warp is a really good book, but unfortunately it's not the one I thought it was. It only has the high-level stuff. Yeah, whatever. Manual of Stealth. We'll train that. We'll use that up. Very unlikely something's going to be better than the Scarf of Resistance. Okay, well that clears Elf. Yep. Very good. Just taking a look at the loot here. Seems like we've gotten everything. Don't think I missed anything. Should probably take a look at these one-handed weapons. Actually, why don't we grab this? Okay. So we'll cut the video here. Next time we'll convert to Zen. And we'll do our usual thing where we go to Depths, we go to Zot, and then we ascend. I'm kind of really digging this pattern. Saves me the trouble of really tediously going through Abyss trying to get my stuff worked off. There's enough experience in Depths that we just very, very, very quickly get the Wrath off. And I can just do my best not to, you know, not to be in a dangerous situation so that if I do get paralyzed, it's not like guaranteed death. Although it hasn't happened yet, so fingers crossed that Trog doesn't paralyze me in an inopportune moment. As far as the berserking dudes next to me, well, we have the blowgun. We have the Needles of Paralysis. Come to think of it, we should probably grab the Needles of Confusion. We're going to run through... We're going to burn through these pretty quickly, probably, as the Wrath comes. Right. Forgot to check these guys here. You never know, it could be plus 10 strength. It really could. Anyway. Put on MR+++. We drop the Faith and the Stealth and the RF. We will, well, let's check something. I'm going to take off the axe. Can't be paralyzed by ancient liches, so we can drop that. I can wear this Morning Star strictly for the strength. Okay, we're good to go. Go ahead and convert. And we'll go ahead and donate gold. And we still have a good amount of gold to donate. So yeah, next time, as I said, Depths, Zot, hopefully Ascent. If I feel like I'm having a rough time, we'll do the crypts real fast. Also, before I forget, we want to train nothing but Indications for a while. Stealth is not that important, but Indications is, because we really need Imprison and whatnot to be online. Because otherwise, we could have a very, very, very rough time with Trog's Wrath. We would like to have Sanctuary usable as a panic button, since that's really the whole point of swapping to Zen. Okay, so hopefully you guys enjoyed. Until next time, I'm signing out.